Thanks everybody for joining the Uplink today. I'm Jacob Swin, a marketing manager with Nova Labs, the founding team behind the Helium Network. I'm here today with Hasan from Sensgreen, and we did a Twitter Spaces a couple of weeks ago now, I guess, Hasan, where you kind of introduced yourself as a new, or introduced the company as a new member of the ecosystem. But this is going to give you a chance to kind of, go into a little more detail, show some slides, do some demos, things like that, and really show people, all the different things that Sensgreen is doing. And I'll just really quickly going to do a quick little Helium overview before I hand it over to Sensgreen. So if anyone here is not totally familiar with Helium, I'm sure most people are, but just give a little TLDR. We're a people-powered network, open source, built by the community. Community makes all the decisions. So that's kind of the overall underlying mission of Helium. We were founded in 2013 to make it easier to build decentralized wireless networks. We've done that. We've built the largest decentralized wireless network in the world. Always cool to be able to say that. And to get here, we've had some help from some of the best VC firms in the world to make this vision a reality. And you can see just some of the logos there, some of the names, Khosla Ventures, Mark Benioff, GV, formerly Google Ventures. We have a lot more that just wouldn't fit on this screen. I could probably update this, but long story short, super thankful to them for helping us get to where we're at today and for their continued help. So some stats for the network. We are at almost 900,000 hotspots. I just checked this a few minutes ago, so this is up to date. But I always like to tell this little story. When I started a little over a year ago, I wrote a blog and we had like 14,000 hotspots or so online. So the growth in the last year has just been incredible to see. Super grateful for the community for building that out. We're in over 67,000 cities and 181 countries around the world too. Some of the kind of the selling points for the network, that we like to talk about when discussing the Helium network with people. Low data transfer costs, are kind of boilerplate example for a device that sends data every 5 minutes, looking at costs of about $1 per year, which is, a lot cheaper than pretty much any other competition out there. It's really accessible and easy to use the network itself. So pretty much if you can pick up any compatible off-the-shelf LoRaWAN device, it's simple to get going on the network and get up and started on Helium console, upload your device on there and start sending data on the network quickly. Because you can see all this coverage around the world, and the network's continuing to grow. I think the 30-day trend, we're still doing about, 30,000 plus hotspots a month right now coming online, which is awesome. But it's easy for people using the network to leverage existing infrastructure rather than paying to deploy more and to set up more of their own infrastructure. If you're in a very rural place and you need to put up a gateway or something like that, that happens sometimes, but a lot of people around the world are finding more and more that they're able to just leverage that infrastructure that already exists and just, there's Helium coverage there already, they can start using the network. And then finally, you only pay based on usage for the network. So you're not being locked in any costly or complex contracts or anything like that. You're not being charged for any, anything that you might not use, any data overages, anything like that. When you send data on the network, you pay for that and that's it. We're here with Sensgreen today, a new member of the ecosystem, and our ecosystem itself is growing. I mean, I'm uploading new members of the ecosystem every week onto here. And it's really cool to see the different use cases and the things that are being enabled by the network. We have stuff from all types of different asset tracking, pet tracking, smart city solutions. I could think of, Skylab, you can see on there is putting the Helium stuff on ships, all kinds of different things. So make sure to go check it out and see. And again, it's being updated all the time, but just helium.com/ecosystem and check out the different solutions that we have on there. Just some recent news and I guess some upcoming news as well. A lot of people were able to make it. If you weren't able to make it, we had our first in-person event in, longer than I've worked here, but I think someone said like 3 years because of COVID, So we got together in Austin for Helium House ATX. We had all kinds of things. We had a different panels of speakers. We had announcements. We had use cases being showcased. We had makers showing off their devices, all that kind of stuff. Really cool to see the community get together. And, we talk on Discord faceless all the time. No one knows who anyone is, but got to meet people. Really exciting. You can watch that whole stream on YouTube if you missed it. The whole live stream is actually up on our YouTube channel. We also have Helium House New York City coming soon, tentative date of September 20th around Masari Mainnet, but more details to come for that. But we're trying to take Helium House around to different places and get more of these in-person events happening. So awesome to see that. We've also got Cellular Summer happening right now. It's almost August, so we got to think up a clever name for, 5G fall or something like that. But with Helium 5G launching, we have the mobile token launching soon, and lots of different really exciting, cool stuff happening with 5G. So make sure you visit our website, check out just helium.com/summer, I believe it is. And you can see all the different updates and things like that. We also, like I showed the number of hotspots, we got to 850,000. We're closing in on 1 million hotspots. So we're trying to brainstorm something really cool to do for that 1 million hotspot milestone. That's a big one. And all thanks to the community for building that out. And also, we have announced, like I said, a lot of new ecosystem partners. So Sensgreen, I did an uplink with WeatherXM last week. Have another one coming up with Skiply, I believe, next week. So again, adding new users all the time, doing new announcements for that. So exciting to see and exciting to be able to talk to people like Hasan and the team at Sensgreen and, learn a little bit more about what you guys are up to. With that, Hasan, that's pretty much my spiel. So I will hand it over to you if you want to intro yourself, share some slides, and take it away.
Yeah, sure. I'll do that right away. Thanks a lot, Jacob. Let me share my screen and start showing some slides. So thanks a lot, everyone, joining today. And like we've done a Twitter Spaces a couple of weeks back. It was quite fun, and today we'll go a bit step further. So we'll showcase our solutions. We'll do a demo, and we'll announce a new feature of our platform. So I'm co-founder of Sensgreen, and we've been working in making commercial buildings energy efficient for over 5 years now, and we are running around different solutions, but we specialize in two things: developing hardware for smart buildings and developing a platform and analytics for a facility manager. Right now, we have clients and partners in over 8 countries, and we keep adding new partners and clients every week, every month. So hoping that we can help decarbonizing building fleet, which is accountable almost 50% of global carbon emissions. And one of the main devices that we offer is our indoor air quality sensor. We developed this because 3 most important parameters were required to optimize energy performance in buildings: temperature, humidity, and CO2 for fresh air optimization. So collecting easy data was the essential part of our solutions. And then by the time we've added new parameters, and this is now the final look and design of our sensor, which measures 11 parameters of the air, as of particles, total VOC, carbon dioxide, temperature, humidity, and we keep adding more. And this is running with battery, with 2 years of battery life. It comes also with optional USB. So if you don't want to deal with batteries, and if you need a permanent design. So we've also worked hard to come up with calibration algorithms because air quality is a tricky topic and sensors can drift away. So it is learning environment and keeps itself accurate for over multiple years. So which is right now the most selling product of ours. We deployed over 3,000 of these all over the world. And we are proud. More clients now and more people, they ask, hey, we want to tap this on our Helium network. So it is a good way that we can address more diverse clients, not only for shopping malls or hospitals where we have to deploy the gateways, but now we can target more small and medium-sized commercial buildings where there's already a Helium network available. And the second one is the energy monitoring. So this is completing the picture, so to speak, because on one side, we measure the performance of HVAC units. On the other side, we measure the consumption real time so that we can optimize heating, ventilation, and air conditioning devices. So this also runs on Helium network, and it doesn't require any power or cable, so that instantly you can do the sub-metering and come up with endless applications in the network. To complete our hardware suite, which like we onboard a lot of partner devices as well. But today I wanted to focus on two verticals: air quality and the energy. We have the platform where we enable facility managers and the users to take a look and dynamically optimize their operations. So it offers reporting capabilities, it offers alarm capabilities, it offers creating various scenarios. So it's quite dynamic and easy to use for the people who is operating the building. So how we do it is not only the sensors, but we intend to collect data from existing devices as well. So you can receive the data from our sensors, from any sensor, or like other devices where you can convert the data through LoRaWAN and push it to the cloud. And all of our devices are readily plug and play. So you can easily deploy that to the Helium network. And we don't have to offer our platform only. Our clients can utilize our API stack, and they can utilize our data and analytics in their applications as well. We have several partners who is already offering some smart building suite. So what they do is they are onboarding the solutions into their platforms with the APIs. So which enables flexibility, not only on the network side, but on the application side. One case study. After that, I'll maybe pause a little, and after that, I'm gonna show you the platform. So what we've done with HSBC, especially during pandemic, they were calling their employees back to the office. So they've needed a solution. Hey, we're calling people back to the office. So can you help us to secure the peace of mind? So we deployed our sensors and we enabled QR codes on top of the sensors, so that occupants can scan the QR and easily see real-time air quality. They can provide feedback, so facility managers can optimize. Hey, if there are any concerns, or if people are utilizing CO2 levels, so they knew that they're doing their job right, but now they're offering the flexibility, and we see this is now the trend. So not only the offices, but we see schools, universities, conference rooms, as we now have more and more physical conferences. They ask similar solutions because now we have kind of the mindset that we want to know the air we breathe indoors. Like as we check the weather from our weather apps every day, we'll start checking our air quality in the places we walk in. So this is kind of becoming a new trend in especially in post-COVID world. So I'll pause it here in the presentation side before going to the platform. Jacob, maybe do you want to take a few questions? Or
I have one question that came up kind of related to what you were just talking about. Sam asks, can this detect viral particles in the air, like specifically COVID? I mean, that's what a lot of people are thinking about, in today's day and age.
Yeah, I mean, detecting viruses directly is not an easy thing. But what we do is we measure as low as 1 micron particles, which is directly related to the viral risk. So if you control these small particles, viruses actually transmit. through these very small particles. So if you are controlling your small dust and PM1, PM2.5 levels, you are minimizing the risk of infection. So you can say, hey, this is proportional to the virus and bacteria level indoors, and you can control the risk here.
Gotcha. Hasan, you showed something, it was in Istanbul, because you guys are based out of Turkey, correct? I don't know.
Yeah, we're based in Turkey. We have an office in Abu Dhabi as well.
Okay.
So we're mostly operational in MENA region, but we operate through partners in different part of the world.
Gotcha. All right. That's what I was going to ask. Like, other than Turkey, are there other countries that you're in, other areas of the world that you're operating in right now?
Yeah. So what we enabled is now a partner program. So we are talking to new partners every week. So it's exciting. Like, more people, they want to combine our solutions with their existing solutions, such as, let me give you an example. Companies who are deploying air purifiers, they are combining our products with air purifiers so that they're completing the picture. Or we work with a lot of energy service companies now, so they want to make sure their services are up to date and accurate. So they're bundling our solutions. So we are open to onboard new partners. So feel free to reach out if you want to partner up and help buildings to decarbonize.
All right. Love it. Okay. I'll let you continue showing us the Sensgreen.
Okay, great. So this is how the main page looks like when a user logs into the platform. So the idea is for them to see overall building performance and air quality score when they log into the platform. They can see like how many devices they have, how many alarms they currently have, what's the overall air quality average, and what's the indoor averages, what's the outdoor right now, and they can see like how was my CO2 level for the last 7 days, so they can immediately see it here. This is for the building average, and if they want to export, because most people, they want to export the data and do further work, and maybe they want to share sometimes. Let's say they want to learn more about the virus risk, and maybe they will export all the particles and particle size. It's also important. Like, what's the average particle size in that building? Maybe they want to export for the last 7 days, and it's immediately exported to the Excel. And let's deep dive into one of the sensors here. So maybe you want to know a specific room. What's the developer's room look like right now? We have a slightly high CO2. Dew point is okay. Humidity, air quality index. So all these parameters can be measured in a single box, which makes it quite powerful for the offices, for shopping malls. Previously, they had to use handheld devices, or they had to use the different devices for a single application. Now we can enable new possibilities for them. We have an alarm tab. So let's say you want to select a you want to set up a new alarm, maybe for the CO2. So you don't want it to be over 1000 ppm for maybe 15 minutes. You can receive the alarms on email. We can receive on Telegram. So we have a Telegram bot, which enables users can use our bot, and they can receive alarms on Telegram with their configuration. They can receive SMS, email, or push notifications on our mobile app as well. So they can see the triggered alarms, resolved alarms. So they can see the history, what's going on in that facility. And finally, in this version, we have a reporting capability, because most of the facility managers, they want to understand the big picture. They want to see what's going on in the building for the last month, last week. So they can select the starting and ending date, and immediately they can find the analytics of the big data here. So they can see the performance of temperature, humidity, and other gas particles. And here you can see we have a small humidity problem. It's assigned 2 stars, and maybe I'm curious and I want to see more. Hey, let me check my humidity, and you can see here it's slightly low. So this building, it experiences low humidity levels, especially in the evenings. So if I'm a responsible facility manager, I would probably install some humidifiers in the evening to keep the building level between 40 to 60%, because also this is directly related to the infection risk. So if you can keep the humidity around 50%, you are minimizing the infection risk as well. So you can, with one blink, you can see all the data accumulated in one graph, not only for humidity, of course, you can see it for all different parameters. Similarly, let's say you are trying to optimize the crowd and fresh air levels. So you can see, okay, I'm starting my systems around like 7 a.m. or maybe 8 a.m., but I'm seeing slightly, high levels of CO2 at 7, 8 p.m. So let me increase the fresh air rate a little bit because it seems I have a higher rate of occupancy than I estimated. Because all of these rates, they are usually assigned with scenarios and assumptions, right? So they can now see the reality versus assumptions, and they can iterate on their applications. And throughout the time, they will see lighter colors here. Instead of 700, 600, they will see 500 if they do the necessary adjustments. And here, of course, some slides, some small insights and recommendations regarding that building, similarly to the air quality score and particles. So here, if I'm a facility manager, I will take a look at here and I will see, okay, my particle levels are very, very good. Most probably I'm running an air purifier, which means it is working, it's performing. What I can do is I can report this to the people, hey, you paid for this air purifier and look, it's working, and or our filters are working properly. So you can have a bunch of use cases out of this.
Hasan, real fast, you're showing like office buildings and things like that, which, I think most of the Sensgreen solutions are for. Are there people using these types of things like in their personal home or anything like that? Or is that something you are looking at working on later down the road?
Yeah, we've done a couple of projects, not for a single home, but we worked with an HVAC company for 50 villas. So it was a villa project, and we deployed 4 sensors in each villa. Okay. And so you can imagine LoRaWAN is a perfect fit for such a villa project. So you can cover entire site and offer different solutions. So we don't sell B2C, but now we enabled a shop on our website. So if people have Helium Network at their homes, right, they can just get one sensor for their homes and deploy it to the Helium Network. So it'll open up new opportunities for us. We'll definitely discover that more in the upcoming weeks and months.
Yeah, no, very cool. Very cool.
So I want to get to the point where, like, what happens with the energy side, because it's also important to, let's say, this is a lighting zone of a shopping mall, and they want to see what's going on in my shopping malls on different times and different phases. So let's check maybe what's happening in my current and my peak current on the last 30 days or last 7 days, and they can also see the consumption and different insights and analytics here regarding the power, peak power, and real-time power. If they select the last 6 hours, they can see every single data point minute by minute. So it's also quite useful for large buildings where they actually don't know how they are utilizing their large devices, HVAC devices, which are consuming huge amount of energy. So let's say they can detect anomalies. They can also optimize consumption of the devices by matching the CO2 level, which is also enabling a new use case because you are spending the energy to optimize CO2 level, so they can compare cross-match energy consumption and CO2 levels real time and optimize the energy consumption minute by minute. So this is also opening up new opportunities on Helium Network. So maybe if there's any questions until this point, I can answer that, or should I wait for the Q&A because
Yeah,
I have one more.
Oh, sorry. I don't see any other questions. Samuel, who asked the COVID question, just had a suggestion. It looks like he's pretty excited about this and just said if you can find a way to meaningfully detect things like COVID and have like a reputable academic center, like a Harvard, Johns Hopkins or something, just verify that it works. He could see hospitals, healthcare facilities, mass transit facilities, all of those types of things adopting this kind of technology. So, I think what you're doing, and I agreed, Samuel, I think thinks the same thing, just super helpful for people, and you're on the verge even of being even more helpful, and detecting things that people aren't able to do right now. So especially today, with COVID, everyone wants to kind of measure the air and know if they're going back to the office, going back to school, whatever, if it's safe. And so very cool. You guys are doing this.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Jacob. So if anyone wants to learn more about like the scientific side of it, they can reach out to us and happy to discuss this offline. So one of the frequent asked questions was, how I can improve visualization of this data, because yes, I have like a list, but what happens if I have 50 sensors, 100 sensors in the building? So can you offer a easier way that I can see what's going on in my building? So we enabled a new feature, which is a floor plan, what we call it. So this is now the same building, but you can see real time 3D or 2D, like what's going on in my building and in my office. It doesn't matter how many floors you have, so you can zoom in and zoom out. You can see like 2D or 3D for each level and for different parameters. Let's say I'm curious about my CO2 levels. I can see real time my CO2 levels, and let's check the humidity. What's going on with my humidity levels? It's slightly 40%. Let's check level 2. It's 38%. So it's pretty cool for especially office buildings where they have zones and they usually don't know if there's a text. They usually don't know where this sensor was. So it's an easier way now to see. Okay, let's take a closer look to this room. Let's take a closer look to the meeting room. It's giving some IAQ alerts. Its IAQ is lower than the other rooms. Hey, what's going on here? So let's take a closer look. Let's go deep dive in the data. So it's enabling a new visual aspect of an entire solution. So what we're going to do is we'll add different sensors as well. So it'll be easy to visualize, such as occupancy. So with one look, they will be able to see if what's the occupancy level of my building, what's the CO2 level of my building, and they're going to able to filter. So maybe they will just go to the floor where CO2 is not doing good. So this feature will enable. It'll make even easier to use this platform. So we are super excited to roll that out to the mass.
And that's brand new, right? It dropped yesterday, today, something. This is the first time showing it, pretty much.
Yeah, it's the first time. I mean, we're still in the beta. It's not like fully launched yet, but we only have a few clients who's testing it right now. So we'll make it a default feature as of August 1st. And how it works is super easy. Our clients, they work their floor plans in PDF with us, and we can convert it easily to the 2D and 3D. and we can match with the data real time, so they don't have to deal with the text-based data anymore, so they can visualize the things easier.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. Everything is really clean and easy to use. I am not in any way a developer or, I'm in marketing, so I'm not super tech savvy, but, even I can visualize this stuff and, figure it out. So that's a testament to how good you guys have done
Glad to hear that.
it.
Glad to hear that. So yeah, with this, I am about to conclude my demo. This is like more or less how it looks like today. What we are adding now, as I told, like we are supporting more sensors now, such as door sensor, occupancy sensor, or we can like support different sensors depending on the requirements from the client. But we don't want to complicate the dashboard too much, because like we want to stick to the smart buildings and around energy efficiency, because this is why we started this company. And we will also add more features, such as clients see the air quality report here, they will see energy efficiency reports. They will directly have the insights what they should do to save energy directly. So it will be a sweet way of presenting return on investment for their devices and platform, of course. So we are investing more and more on the analytics side. But if there are any colleagues out there who want to deploy their devices on the platform, we're happy to talk. And with Helium Network, I think we'll see more requests and more collaboration requests about it. Like we'll see more devices coming to our platform, and so we can offer to our existing client network.
Yeah, no, super excited that we're able to help with that and to see what you guys are doing. What's the best way for people to get in touch with you, Hasan, if they have some questions or, partnership inquiries, things like that?
Yeah, let me show our website quickly. So we have like the easiest way is to book a demo here. They can book a demo, and they can check our partner program here. It's brand new. Or they can just shoot me a message on LinkedIn, or any of our members shoot a message on Twitter, LinkedIn, where we check our inboxes frequently. Other than that, they can reach out to us on my email at tosun@sensgreen.com. I also reply quickly. So we are happy to support you in any way we can.
Perfect. I don't see a lot of questions in the chat, but I have a few, and maybe if anyone is thinking of some while I'm asking, drop them in the chat there. But we talked a little bit about where you're operating right now. Do you, I know it will grow with more partners, but are there expansion plans for like, a lot of people are on these calls are based in like the US or anything like that? Do you have, applications going in the US right now? Are there plans with partners in US, other areas of the world other than where you're at right now?
Yeah, we have a partner in right now, Canada. We have sensors up and running there.
Okay.
We're about to sign a partnership in Australia. So different part of the world expanding quickly.
Yeah.
In the US, we're not super active. So we are definitely looking for more partners there. People who are dealing with buildings, facility managers, or other commercial building applications. We're happy to chat. We have different models in partnerships, and it would be great to talk more.
Yeah. I think I asked this on Twitter Spaces, but I'd like to ask it again. You talked about being on like college campuses or universities and things like that in schools, right? I know
Yeah.
here in the US, it's tough. You have to go through a lot of kind of red tape and jump through a lot of hoops to do those types of things. Do you find like has that been an issue for you so far where you've had devices on universities? I'm just curious because I think like this kind of stuff would be great as students start to come back to in-person classes and things like that. I'm just wondering, how difficult it's been for you so far.
Yeah, for us, the lucky part was there were different application type demand came from directly from professors. So
Oh,
some they wanted to monitor ensure the quality in a solar lab. Some they wanted to monitor the air quality in the library. So the demand directly came to us through a like a technology institution. Therefore, we convinced them in a way that, hey, this is a way that we can go. This way, we can deploy the network to the campus. So tomorrow we will have a different requirement so that you can easily deploy this. So what we've done is we installed a big Helium gateway in the middle of the campus, which
Yeah.
covers the entire facility. So yeah, which was not challenging, but I can see in some universities there are a lot of paperwork, and it's not easy to convince them to deploy something new.
Yeah.
But I'm sure, like more or less, every single university in the US, they should have the network already there. So we don't have to deal with the deployment side, but rather we can directly explain the benefits of the cable-free technology.
Yeah. No, again, I used to be a teacher, and I can just see the benefits of this a lot. I mean, we had remote school for almost 2 years, well, no students were there. And so making sure it's safe and clean air and everything for everybody would be awesome on campus. With Helium, you guys are pretty new ecosystem members, but we've done a lot of announcements like with 5G and stuff, recently. Are there any big things with Helium that you're particularly excited about? I mean, is 5G factor into kind of what you're trying to do in the future at all, or it doesn't even have to be 5G, just other things that kind of Helium is building that, you think will really help Sensgreen down the line?
Yeah, not on the 5G side yet, because we work with low power devices a lot.
Yeah.
But what we're excited about, especially, we are investing more on the control side. So all these analytics, it will be directly triggered and act directly in the fresh air handling units, chillers, and fan coil units. And having the network expanded over almost a million hotspots, which is exciting because we don't have to deal with the connectivity or the coverage anymore. We don't have to concern. So what we can do is we can develop a plug and play solution. We can keep perfecting our plug and play offering, and people, they don't have to worry, okay, if I need to put up a gateway, or if I have to invest a couple of $1,000s for the gateway. This was usually the challenging part, especially in small scale applications, because you have to convince the people they have to try something new, right? And usually you start with a couple of devices or a small scale demo, and but you have a gateway cost, and you usually cannot finance on your end. So you can't. It's not easy to convince them pay a couple of $1,000s extra just for the device, which is not which is not the product why they are paying for. They want to pay for something. They will show the air quality, or they will save them energy. So they were concerning, like, why I'm paying for this gateway. What's going to be the use case, right? So now we're eliminating those concerns, which is increasing the attraction and lowering the barrier to entry, which is exciting.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. That's like I kind of talked about, as we get more hotspots that, like you said, that barrier to entry, like people don't have to put up any extra infrastructure. The network is there. They can just go. Awesome. Well, we're still on here. I'm going to put up a quick slide, just if anyone wants to reach out to me or learn a little bit more about Helium. Find us on GitHub and Twitter. We have a huge Discord community that's constantly growing, so you can join that. You can reach out to me, Jacob at nova.xyz, or Mark Phillips, who's our head of BD. And while that's up there, Hasan, I just want to say thank you very much for joining us today. This was great. And again, really excited to see what you guys are doing and how it's benefiting people in the world. I love these use cases that we can put really, a tangible, like, okay, this is helping people. This is helping make the planet a better place. So always cool to see those things enabled by the network. So appreciate you coming on and looking forward to seeing what else Sensgreen does with Helium in the future.
Thank you for having us. Super excited for the future.
All right. And everyone, this recording will go up on YouTube soon, and we'll drop some contact info for Hasan and Sensgreen in the video description as well, in case anyone missed that. So thank you everyone for joining, and we'll see you next time on the Uplink. Bye everyone.
Bye-bye.